Chriselda, we heard earlier a lot of tough talk, ministers talking about beefing up security, raising concern of even more clashes between students if they dig in their heels. What more came out of the briefing today?
Well, certainly, Francis, we didn't see the police minister, Nathi Nhleko, shy away at all from the fact that police may have been heavy-handed in some of the incidents. He referred, of course, to the one that went viral that we saw at Rhodes University, where police were seen violently dragging one of the students there, saying that police themselves need to exercise maximum restraint when it comes to issues such as this, and which beg to ask the question whether police do have adequate training when it comes to dealing with crowd control and protests such as this. As you'd know, police have always been criticized in the manner in which they handle protesters. So essentially what the minister responded to was to say that the training of police in this country is ongoing, but of course condemned the incident at Rhodes University, calling for, of course, investigations into what may have happened there. But I think also crucially at this point, Francis, is to also touch on the issue relating to private security. It's one of the issues that really took center stage with this entire protest, where the private securities were hired by the various institutions, were accused of heavy-handedness when it comes to the dealing of students. We saw at Wits University, for example, where they retaliated when stones were thrown by students. That also called for an investigation by the university itself. So what the police minister is saying at this stage is that there needs to be serious consultations between the police and the universities on the roles of these security, this private security at these institutions. We're expecting those engagements to start quite soon, we understand. But also quite crucially, you'd know that the students were also part of these negotiations here. The South African Union of Students who are elected by the SRCs, they're essentially saying that accusing some of the student leadership, those who are leading these protests, saying that they hijacked it. They agree with the higher education minister that the students themselves should return to the lecture rooms, and ongoing discussions can be had about how South Africa in the long run will be able to attain a free education. But essentially what the call is right now, as you indicated earlier, Francis, that the minister is calling for cool, and saying that come Monday, as early as possible, these institutions should reopen and they should go back to the classroom. But just finally there, Francis, quite crucially, following this meeting between President Jacob Zuma and the security cluster, we now know that President Jacob Zuma will address the stakeholders of the higher education sector. This will include students.
Thank you very much. Chriselda Lewis reporting back. Those ministers from the security cluster reporting back earlier today.